from the ceiling. I need some confetti. Iris, where you at? We need some confetti, girl. Let me tell you something. Listen, y'all look so beautiful from up here. I just want to say I'm thankful for having me, Iris, wherever you are running around in this place. I came here on a very serious topic, but it's also an opportunity to bless you with what I hope is some information that you can actually take with you and use. And I kind of feel like that I should have some music behind me because this is a celebration, right? We have a room full of mothers, hard-working mothers, and it just feels like it should be a celebratory thing. Y'all looking good, you got your hats on, you put on your beautiful clothes. It just seems like if you're coming out, you ought to be happy about it and have a good time out here today. And I'm gonna talk about something serious, but I'm gonna make it fun too. And I'm gonna take that hat with me when I leave. I'm just saying, miss, if I could take your hat with me. So my name is Sherelle Henry White, and I am the owner of Right Track CreditLife Repair. And I know that this is an empowerment brunch. And so normally if I'm doing a seminar, then people are coming with notes and pens and ready to take information. But since this is an empowerment brunch, I'm prayerful that the information that I leave you with today, if you can't use it on your own, then you can give it to someone, pass it on to someone who may need some credit information to pull them out of a credit trap. So I'm going to go ahead with this, and I'm going to try to move fast because I got 15 minutes. I already said 15 minutes. All right, so let me go and read. I'm a pretty fast reader, y'all. So I'm going to take my time with this. But I want to thank Pastor Jefferson because I was also on his talk show some time ago talking about the very same thing, credit and credit repair. You remember? All right, good. So I had some people calling me, asking me questions because all the stuff I was saying, it was so much they had never heard. All right, so the theme of the conference is I shall wear a crown. And what I've learned about a crown is a crown symbolizes royalty, authority, rule, order, and rest. And so these are all mindsets and concepts that should also translate and transfer to your finances. Okay, and that's what we'll discuss for a brief moment here, taking authority over information, setting things in order with your credit life, ruling over it, and resting in your great credit history. How many of you want to be free from financial trouble and credit issues? And I don't know if anybody in here actually care about where their credit is right now. Let me see show of hands. Everybody who cares about where your credit is right now, the score. Okay, so we got some in here who care about their credit, where your credit score is, so I'm happy to hear that. So I've been working on credit and credit reports for over 20 years. But my assignment today is not to give you my bio, but to give you information. So we're going to start right here and say that money and credit and good credit are married. They're a team. They've been married for many, 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 many years. And like any good married couple, they don't play about their relationship. If you abuse or misuse either one of them, they don't ask questions like we do. They don't give us second chances. They leave and don't even tell you they're going. All right, so they're not, money and credit work together, and they do not play. So you have to take care of them. You need to respect them. If you respect your good credit will take care of you for a very long time. So I know that when I was coming up, my grandmother was very serious about her credit. She was very serious about paying her bills on time. She didn't like to owe people. Nobody likes to owe anybody, but she didn't like that she owed people money. Even if it was a department store, even if it was the corner store. She did not like, because they had credit at the corner stores back then. And she did not like to owe anybody anything. And that's something that I've taken with me my whole life. I remember my grandmother saying, don't owe anybody anything but love. And so I said, well, I want to take that, I took that concept with me my entire life. I'm not owing anybody anything except love. So when I run up on you, I don't want to owe you money. I just want to be able to love you. Okay, so that's a credit concept that my grandmother taught me. And so I want to talk to you guys today about some things that you could do right now to get your credit in order. So if you are struggling with your credit, if you're struggling with your finances, I want to give you some information today and hopefully you can use it. So I know a lot of us know how to live abased. And what I mean by abased, I mean a lot of us know how to struggle. We become familiar with the struggle, and that's one of the problems with our culture, our people, our society. We become familiar with the struggle, and we get too comfortable with the struggle. And so some of us know how to live abound. Some of us have money. Some of us have resources. Some of us have money, and some of us ain't worried about our credit. Some of us aren't worried about money. We have these things. So in this culture, you should know how to live both ways. All right, but you should never become comfortable with living in lack. And so when you have good credit, you start investing in yourself. So good credit is you investing in you. And so even if you are in a situation where your credit life is great and you really don't have a need for credit at this particular point in your life, guess what? You have children, nieces, grandchildren, brothers, and other people who are in debt right now who may need some information that I'm getting ready to give you. So let's talk about a credit score. I want to talk to you about the way that the credit bureaus use your information to determine whether or not they're going to give you that loan, whether or not you're going to own that home. We got anybody who want to own a home in this house? Anybody who wants to be a homeowner? So then you know how important your credit is in terms of owning a home. Unless you have cash to pay for that home, then you're going to need credit. And something I learned as I've been doing this process, that cash is good, but credit is actually more powerful than cash, because your good name can take you places that your money can't. And so I've discovered that as I've been working on this, that you don't always need money, but you do need a good name. So your credit is your good name. Okay, so I just threw that in there, y'all. That wasn't even part of my speech, but I learned that as I was going along the way. You know, your good name is important, and that's attached to your credit. So let me tell you how the credit bureaus determine your credit score. So your credit score is based on the information in your credit report. So the information in your credit report are things like loans, houses, cars, installment loans, things that you purchase. So when the credit bureaus start breaking down your credit score, what they're going to do is start looking at percentages. And they're going to start looking at things like your payment history. I did a video explaining to people why it's important that you never skip a payment without making arrangements. And the reason I did that video is because so many people are intimidated by the thought of having to call a creditor and set up payment arrangements. We just see the phone call and we just hit end. And we don't answer because we don't want to deal with it. But I'm telling you, it's more important not to take that late payment hit. It's more important to call your creditor up. There is not a creditor on this planet that will not give you more time. And I'm going to tell you why they'll give you more time. Because if they give you more time, that means more money for them. You get it? So that means more interest on the loans that you're paying on. So they're happy to give you more time. And if they don't hit you with a loan, they'll hit you with a late fee. So they don't mind giving you more time. So my point is, if you're going to be late on a bill, if you don't have the money, something's going on, you can't make that payment, call them. Don't hesitate. Because let me tell you this, your payment history, meaning late payments, delinquencies, these things are 35% of your credit score. Did you get that? That means that if you make a late payment, that late payment is going to chop your credit score up by 50 to 100 points. So if you have decent credit, say you're at 740, 780, one late payment. I'm gonna tell you this quick thing. I had a client who called me devastated. And she didn't call me before the situation because I couldn't advise her. She called me after the situation, and she called me crying, saying that her score dropped 100 points and I don't understand what happened. I said, well, what did you do? She said, well, I don't know. I mean, I called the people, I missed the payment. I said, well, hold it. Did you call them? Did you make arrangements? You didn't have the money sometimes things happen and we don't have the money right away to pay the bill. Call and make, so she didn't call, she didn't make arrangements, so the score plummeted 100 points. All because she missed one, and I'm talking about somebody with a perfect credit paying history. This is why she was devastated that her score dropped so low with one missed payment. So it's important, guys, that you pay your debts on time. 35% of your credit score is based on your credit payment history. Another 30% of your credit is based on your credit cards. That credit card should be a bad word. It should just be a curse word. Credit cards, you know what credit cards are? The devil. But we need them. We need them, you know. So credit cards, 30% of your credit report is based on your credit payment history. The other 30% is based on your credit. And let me tell you how that happens. You have a credit limit on those credit cards. Most, you know, whatever it is, $500, $700, $1,000. Some people have $5,000 credit cards. People determine if they're going to lend you money by the balances you have on those credit cards. So if you have a credit card with a $1,000 limit and that credit card is at $998, they're going to determine that you're a credit risk because your balances are too high that you're carrying on those credit cards. So your chances of getting a good, now they may give you a loan because they see you might pay your bills, but you skip payments, you'll get some time, they can get money from you. And I'm going to say this too, that people with great credit, like excellent credit, they're not the best customers. The best customers are people like us with 650s, 700, 720s. Why? Because they can make money off of us. The banks can't make money off you if your credit is 800, 850. They can make no money off you. They're going to extend your credit because they have to. Because you got good credit, they got to give it to you. But they can't make the money that they could make off someone like me or anyone else in a 650, 700 range because they can't make the interest payments off you. So it's important that you keep your payments at a good level. And it's important that you keep your credit cards below 25%. That means if you have a credit card with a $300 balance, you need to keep that card at $25. Y'all understand that? If you have a credit card with $500 balance, you need to pay the credit card off. You need to keep that balance at $50 or below. That means what you do is you put a bill on that card every month and let that bill rotate and pay that bill off over time. You know, do y'all understand what I'm saying? Don't wait till the end of the month and pay that bill. Pay that bill up a little bit at a time, okay, so that you keep that score below 25%, because that credit card with a high balance is going to bring your credit score down. All right, so another thing that they use to determine your credit score is the length of credit.
How much time has we? I will keep time.
All right, so I'm going to just go for a few more minutes and then we're going to go.
3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So the length of your credit is another thing that they use to determine your credit history. New credit, okay, so let me tell you something about new credit. For all of you out there who care about your credit. When you go and apply for a loan, those are called inquiries. If they have to pull a hard pull on your credit, that means they have to go into your credit and pull it. This is really typical when you go to buy and purchase a car. If you're going to purchase a car, hear me, if you have so credit, they're going to shop your credit around, not just with one lender. That credit may possibly be shopped around to 5 or 6 different lenders. And every lender that they shop your credit to is going to pull your credit score down. Okay, so this is why it's important that you have good credit, because they're not just going to shop your car around once, they're going to shop it around to about 5 different lenders, right? So then by the time each inquiry, if it's a group inquiry like car companies do, that's like 10 points per pull. So if they shop your credit around to 5 different lenders at that one time, that one instance, you just lowered your score by 50 points. Sitting in that car dealership. Okay, so please be mindful of this, and it's another reason why it's important right now that you work on your credit. I'm going to tell you guys something else, because right now I'm just going to get off this script because I just want to give you guys some information. I was talking to a little guy yesterday I was having my oil changed. And after he finished changing my oil, I gave him a flyer. And he looked at the flyer and I was getting ready to drive off and he read the top and he said, wait, hold up. You do credit? I said, yeah, I help people with their credit. He said, oh, he was a young man. He said, oh man. He said, look. And then he started running down his whole credit history to me while I'm trying to drive out of the oil change place, by the way. And so he starts running down his credit history to me. And then he said, so I said something to him. I told him hold it because he started talking about his car loan. I said, wait a minute. I said, is that your car back there? He said, yeah. I said, what year was that car? He said, it's a 2017. I said, listen, start making your car payments twice a month. When I meant by that, I said, not making your 2 whole car payments a month. Take your 1 car payment, split it in half, and pay it twice a month. What I mean is that if your car payment is $300, $150 in 2 weeks, and $150 in another 2 weeks. Let me tell you why you do this. Not only because it's probably easier on your pockets, because you get paid twice a month, most people. This is something that they do not tell you. Those car payments accrue daily. The interest on those cars accrue daily. That means if you have a loan that's 17%, which is astronomical, that means that you have some credit challenges. A 17% loan will cost you like $6 a day. That means 30 days, and it's not just $6 a day, guys. They're tacking that $6 onto your balance and then charging the whole balance the next day for another $6. So it's built, the interest is compounding daily. So if you pay it twice a month, you will not only will you knock about $3,000 off of the life of that loan, you'll come out of that car quicker. And let me tell you this, if you pay your car note twice a month, by the end of the year, you will have made 13 full payments instead of 12 full payments, because there are 12 months in a year, but 52 weeks in a year. So you will have made 13 payments on that car at the end of the year instead of 12. You will not, if you have a $15,000 car, you will probably knock about $3,000 to $4,000 in interest. Clean off that car and you'll come out of it quicker. So if you enter into a 72-month loan, which is like 5 years, you'll come out of that car in about 3 years. All right? So think about that, and listen, you can also do that with your home loans. If you have a mortgage, pay that mortgage twice a month, okay, guys? And that's all the information I can give y'all today. I got a bunch of information in the bag. I got some flyers, some cards, and all this stuff. And thank y'all so much for having me. I love y'all so much.